Hey there, my friend. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, founder here at the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project. And there is a big myth out there, and that myth is that men and women need to eat and exercise vastly differently than one another when trying to lose weight. You know, there's all these men's fitness magazines and men's fitness websites, and women's fitness magazines and women's fitness websites. And the approaches seem so different. The men are doing the bench presses and eating the chicken breast, and the women are doing the band workouts and the glute bridges and all these different things. So a lot of people tend to believe that these approaches are vastly different, when the truth is, and what I want to cover in this video, because we have so many program members ask me, hey, Dr. A, what should I be doing with my spouse? We want to get healthy together. Well, the truth is, you should be doing the same things, generally speaking. When it comes to nutrition, the same kinds of healthy foods work for men and women. The main difference is men typically need more calories than women do. They have higher muscle mass, higher essentially lean body mass from their bones and their muscles. Men typically have bigger statures, so that means they have higher resting metabolic rates. They can eat more calories and still lose weight. So the biggest difference is the calorie load. Women on average burn around 500 calories less than men per day. So a man might be on a 2,500 calorie weight loss diet, or maybe 2,000 calories, where a woman might be somewhere around a 1,700 calorie diet. So just a small fluctuation, and this is obviously dependent specifically on you, your activity level, your height, your weight, your age. So these are just general concepts, but with our members who are on our Fit Father program and our Fit Mother program, they typically make the same meals. The women are just eating slightly smaller portions. They're taking the men's portions, they're basically eating around 50 to 75% of that, and they're gonna start losing weight. Now, a really good guideline we talk about all the time here in this channel is a concept, is when you sit down for a meal, your meal should look something like this. This is called a perfect plate, where basically you fill half of your plate with some kind of veggie you love, ideally green. A quarter of your plate is some kind of protein you love. This could be chicken, fish, turkey. It could be plant-based options like tofu and tempeh. It could be eggs. So many different things for proteins. And then the final quarter of your plate is some kind of healthy carb or healthy fat you love. And this perfect plate image shows carbohydrates, but I want to make this point. There is individual differences in terms of people's sensitivity to carbohydrates. We always like to have people start their diet with having some carbohydrates in there because, hey, if you can eat a wider variety of foods and have a cup of brown rice or something like that with dinner and lose weight, that's awesome. But if you find that you're the type of person, regardless of man or woman, who is very sensitive to carbs, if you know that you just keep the carbs in and your weight loss really slows down, then sub those out for some more veggies or more healthy fats, and you can eat lower carb. Point being though, it's a calorie difference when it comes to the macronutrition for men and women, and it's just women have smaller portion sizes. I will say this, and this is a very interesting point, is women actually have higher micronutrient needs than men, particularly in two minerals, calcium and iron, and some of the B vitamins like folate. And calcium, incredibly important, especially as women get older, to maintain strong bones. When women start going through perimenopause and menopause, their bones get very fragile. They get at risk. The estrogen that they once had in high amounts, as that starts to decrease, estrogen is very protective on the bones. So women, when they get into their 50s, 60s, 70s, get very brittle bones. So the calcium intake needs to be high. This is why it's essential for women, especially if you're on a weight loss diet as well, to really get good calcium sources in your diet. This could be something like a fermented yogurt. This could be something like sardines. It could be dark green leafy vegetables. If you can tolerate dairy, it could be some organic cow's milk, although personally, and there are some videos on the channel on some of the problems with traditional dairy, I recommend a goat or a sheep or some other kind of dairy that tends to be a little easier for people. But point being, calcium for women, even more important than men. Iron as well. Women have periods, they're bleeding more often, and that means they're losing iron. Iron is absolutely essential for production of red blood cells, for carrying oxygen through all your tissues, for producing energy. When you have low iron, you have that pale kind of color to your skin, and you're essentially fatigued all the time. It's called anemia. There's lots of different types, but this is why women, if they have animal proteins in their diets, like the chicken, the fish, the steak, etc., that's a good source of iron, but there are tons of amazing plant sources of iron. It could be things like the tofu and the tempeh. All of those green vegetables that you're putting in your perfect plates are rich in iron as well, and also these green veggies are really rich in the B vitamins. So this is why the perfect plate concept, if you do that, it really starts to take care of all these micronutrient differences. But the key thing in the nutrition, it's a portion size thing, but women need to make sure they're getting their calcium, their iron, and getting their vegetables for those B vitamins. So that is it on the nutrition front. I will say one more thing. Intermittent fasting diets are getting very popular. We use them as some of our meal timing setups in both of our Fit Father and Fit Mother programs, which is essentially the practice of you can skip breakfast and you can postpone that first meal until noon or so, have a snack around 3 and dinner at 7 or 8. One difference that seems to happen is men fast better than women for longer durations. And there's some subtle hormonal differences, but for women, sometimes they find that they start to get really tired, really cranky around that 14-hour mark of the fast, and they can't really push it to 16, 18. A lot of women certainly can, but if you feel like you're a woman who's struggling to really make it to that full fast, you can break your fast a little earlier. Maybe you have your first meal at 10:30, you have a late snack or lunch at 2, and you have dinner sometime around 6. That's totally fine as well. Now on the exercise front, right, nutrition is probably the main driver of weight loss, but we also have exercise and movement. The first thing I want to say foundationally from a philosophical standpoint is daily movement is more important than formal workouts. So many people who feel like they're busy don't have time to exercise. Well, do you have time to get in 5,000 steps throughout the day? Just accumulate activity. Go for a 30-minute walk around lunch. Park the car farther away. Take the stairs at work. After working for about an hour, maybe you do a small micro workout where you do some squats and some jumping jacks. Getting your body moving is the most important thing when it comes to weight loss in conjunction with a healthy diet. When it comes to the formal workouts, what I recommend is 1 to 3 times per week for both men and women that they do something called Metabolic Resistance Training, MRT. These are the style workouts we're huge fans of at both the Fit Father and the Fit Mother projects. And essentially what they are the best strength training exercises like squats, rows, shoulder presses, push-ups, deadlifts. We're doing those in a circuit with very little rest in between. And what this workout might look like is you have a pair of dumbbells at home and you do 10 sets of squats, 10 reps of squats, and then you do 10 reps of shoulder press, then you get down 10 reps of rows each arm, then you do some push-ups, then you rest for maybe 1 to 2 minutes and you repeat the circuit. These circuit style workouts are amazing because you can get a great workout in 25 to 30 minutes and it will boost your metabolism for basically the rest of the day. So it doesn't take a lot of time. And imagine if you sprinkle those in throughout your week, 3 of these 30-minute sessions on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're getting this constant metabolic boost. That's going to be amazing for both men and women. And women in particular, there's a big myth that you shouldn't be strength training, that it's going to make you bulky. We have some videos on our Fit Mother Project YouTube channel on why that's total BS. And I want you to be strength training and I want you to be doing it in a way that's still getting your cardio in at the same time. So low rest in between those exercises, work in a circuit. Those are the MRT workouts. Now, another type of exercise is the classic strength training where you do a set and it's heavier weights and then you rest for, let's say, 2 minutes and then you do your next set and then you rest. Obviously, that type of workout is not as hard from a calorie burning and a cardiovascular perspective, so it's not as good for weight loss, but it still has a lot of value because as you build muscle, as both a man and a woman, your metabolic rate rises. You're burning more calories 24/7. That's going to enable you to burn more calories all throughout the year, lose more weight, and most importantly, keep it off. And now there are some subtle differences when it comes to strength training for men and women, but essentially women need to be lifting heavy just like men. It just turns out that women can actually lift heavy for more sets based on some of their muscle fiber makeup than men can. So women, do not be afraid to do heavy sets of squats and deadlifts, obviously with good form, but lifting anywhere in the 5 to 8 rep range on squats and deadlifts is absolutely fantastic. In fact, you'll probably get better results doing that than doing like these banded squats where you put a band around your hips and you do 500 air squats. That's not nearly as effective from a strength training perspective as actually getting a heavy dumbbell or a heavy bar and starting to build your strength. That's really going to help increase your muscle mass. And guys, obviously we know that that's a really good thing for us to do too. So the overall message here is things are far more similar than they are different. And if you have a spouse and you want to jump on some of our Fit Father or Fit Mother programs, you're going to find that the workouts, some of the workouts like our Apex 10 workout is actually shared between those programs, and the meal plan is just adjusted for portion and calorie sizes. So that is the message. I want you to share this with your friends and family, especially you have people, women in your life who you feel like are doing some of the stuff that's not the classic good strength training. This would be a good wake up message for them to hop on the proven methods. Thank you for being here, my friend. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment below, hit subscribe to our channel. We literally have hundreds of videos across the Fit Father and Fit Mother Project YouTube channels, obviously covering Q&A questions like this, but we have full free workouts, meal plans, form videos for all the different exercises. We have all that on the channel, so hit subscribe, check out the channels, and I'll see you around here, my friend, and I'll talk to you very soon.